Hello and welcome back to Zippo on the Beruud channel. This is my podcast. I think it's going to be my third one. I did create the podcast about a week ago, and I've since ditched it because a lot has happened since, and I just didn't get a chance to upload it or finish editing it. So this is my new one. The things we're going to go over today, first and foremost, go over all the celebrity nudes and leaks and stuff like that, what happened, and what could possibly happen past there. Then I'd like to talk about the Sims 4 release and all the stuff that I've heard about, and then finally, just a quick little thing about panic attacks and stuff like that, and having to deal with them. So, so during my draft, my fantasy football draft last Sunday, someone decided to interrupt it with dropping Jennifer Lawrence and Kate Upton and Victoria Justice and all these other people personal nudes. Now when it comes to this kind of stuff, I'm very torn, because on one side, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I got to see, these people naked, and then on the other side, I'm like, yeah, they probably shouldn't have taken these pictures, and they shouldn't have saved them in any capacity, but yeah, they still shouldn't have been stolen. I mean, that's the bottom line if you break it down to brass tacks. They were stolen, end of story. And that's just wrong, and that's, that's what the base story is. They were stolen, they were redistributed, that's wrong. So, but, I'm looking through there, and I'm reading lots of stuff about it, and then there's, I think, Lefty was talking about, hey, these girls really aren't that great looking, they're okay, they're better than average, and in some ways I agree with that, just for the fact that, Jennifer Lawrence is a beautiful woman. If you ever watch her on interviews or just Candid, she's amazing. She has, like, some of the best personality, some of the best quotes you'll ever get, just a genuine person, and that's why I guess I feel a little bit worse than if it was, like, Kim Kardashian or something like that. I wouldn't give a rat's ass because she's pretty much narcissistic and all that, and she'd probably do it for publicity. But Jennifer Lawrence is just a wonderful person, so I feel bad for her in many ways. But, Lefty was also mentioning, he goes, well, Kate Upton, her boobs hang kind of low. Well, they're like 30 pounds total, 15 pounds each. What do you want them to do? If they weren't hanging somewhat low, then they'd probably be fake. I mean, those things aren't made of air. I mean, use your head, dude. And, he's also saying that, they're not all that great looking, and, Kate Upton is very, very attractive. She is probably top 5 right now in the world if you consider all the stuff that's been happening. Whether or not you agree with it, that's fine by me. It doesn't matter to me. But as far as, popularity and being on covers and getting the hype, she's definitely up there. She's definitely up in the top 5. And her face is just absolutely stunning. No one can take that away. Now that I've seen her bare boobs, they're absolute perfection for me. They are exactly what boobs should look like. She does have a different body. She has a weird body, and that's probably why I like her so much, because I'm really tired of the young boy-looking sticks that walk around that people drool over for some reason, because they're not smart enough to look past the media and have a judgment for themselves. They just take what the media shoves in their hole, and they say, oh, yeah, she's gorgeous, boing, boing. And meanwhile, in reality, if you ever watch a movie and then there's a girl that someone's after, rarely are they stick-thin. They're usually pretty curvy, or at least they're represented with curves and boobs and sexuality, and not stick and bones and what the fashion industry calls coat hangers, because that's what they were created for. That's a whole other story, and why I always roll my eyes when someone says they like, these really skinny girls. It's like, okay, you kind of bought in. Whether or not you do, that's fine. That's a fetish in my mind. But, in my mind, it's like, yeah, I have some oceanfront property in Nebraska to sell you. You know what I mean? Because you just about will buy anything. Looking at all those, and then there's some that I didn't really know who they were. Some of them were pretty crazy. That poor girl from Downton Abbey, I don't know her name. I did have the names here, and I don't know where my paper went. The first picture I saw there, they had a dick in her face, and I'm like, oh boy, this poor girl. I mean, at some point, like I said, you're torn, and for some of the pictures that are that graphic, I feel much worse. It's like, you know what? I understand they probably shouldn't have taken that picture and saved it in any capacity, but the bottom line is it was stolen from them. They didn't put it out there. They didn't, oops, I tweeted it. I can't believe I tweeted it. It was nothing like that. And for the people who said, oh, it's their fault, it's not. They could have done better. They could have been much more protective of their stuff, and or just not taking the picture. But the bottom line is, and this is not arguable, this is just the final say on it, and this is a fact. It should have never been stolen, and it was wrong, and that's the end of it. There is no, possibly, maybe, or curse it. No. It was stolen. It was not meant to be seen. It was stolen and redistributed illegally. End of story. Okay? So all you people that sit there and are blaming the celebrities, sorry, you're kind of retarded. And I don't usually use that phrase too much, but you might be a little mentally ill to go with that. Okay? I mean, I can kind of understand the reasoning behind it, but there's a whole factor that just gets overlooked, that they were stolen and redistributed illegally. Hello? So, yeah, I guess I'm kind of beating this horse to death. It just bothers me that there's people out there that just, they just blame anyone and everyone, and they don't know anything. They're just spewing out made-up stuff, and, yeah, it's all their fault, and, and now it's getting real bad because now all these fakes are starting to leak out there, and people don't know what's real and what's fake, and not that it really matters anymore, but And it's really sad people posting all these, oh, here's a leak here, here's the more images. I don't know if they are, and I'm not really paying that much attention to it. because I've always wanted to see Kate Upton's boobs. I've seen them, so I'm pretty satisfied at this point. There's there's a picture in there that has, it looks like there is, how can I put this nicely, jizz, sperm, all over her back. Now it's being reported it could possibly be candle wax. I don't know why there'd be candle wax there, but that's an awful lot of baby batter to be thrown across someone's back. I mean, that is an enormous amount. That is Peter North style, and Peter North is fairly unique. So I have no idea what this Justin B guy can shoot out, and I really don't want to know. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I think it's candle wax, or I don't know. But they've already proved it's pretty mature with all the freckles and stuff. And one other note, as I'm rambling along here on my ADHD rant here, a lot of people are getting real confused because they had the Kate Upton leak and it was like 140 pictures, and people going through it like, oh my god, look at her. Then I would say more than half of those pictures are not her. So there's people posting these videos like, oh my god, this is Kate Upton, having sex with Justin Beruud or whatever the flip his name is. And at the end of the video, some girl with short black hair and these weird fingers and fingernails is like, no, did you not watch it? I mean, did you pop one off within a 30-second video or what? I mean, it's definitely not her. There's only one video that's really truly of her that we can identify, and that was her, like, being weird with this Justin guy, like, telling him she's dumb or something like that. I don't know. Obviously, she is dumb because she dated him, and he was obviously cheating on her. So, that's a whole other story that, I could probably talk for 2 hours about this. But I'll spare you from that. The next thing I want to talk about is The Sims 4. I've watched enough gameplay so far this last couple days that I'm pretty disappointed in it. It's a little bit better than I kind of was fearing, I guess, if that makes any sense. I had a certain idea what was going on, what I thought was going to go on, and watching this stuff, it was better than my fear, but worse than what I expected. Or I shouldn't say expected, it's worse than it should have been. Inside Gaming, I watched them. A lot of things I noticed there, like all the Sims had the same actions and reactions, especially early on, so there was like no diversity in their interactions with other Sims. I also noticed that the game crashed at the end. So that's still another problem. I also noticed that the loading screens, I mean, they have a monster computer, one that we could only dream of, and it still was like 25-second load screens for these monster computers. I can't imagine what's going to be on mine. I mean, I have a pretty damn good computer, but I'm going to guess it's the loading screens are going to be pretty crazy. And, there's a lot of the same things in Sims 3. Now, that's fine, but you're paying $70 for a brand new game, and you're just kind of getting the same crap over and over again. The one thing that I was pleasantly surprised with and liked was the actual graphics. Everyone was complaining about the graphics, but once I started watching it in the game, I really enjoyed it. It almost had like a Pixar feel to it. It was really good. And I like how they, put everything in, and the way you can build things now is really nice. They put a lot of work into that. A lot of little tiny things that they put into it. I'm pleased with little details that you find while you bought a new piece of furniture and you can do something different with it. There are some definite pluses with The Sims 4, but what I was told, K-Pop mentioned this, and I can't remember who the other person was, mentioned it, is more than likely, and K-Pop works with Electronic Arts and Sims 4, she actually was sponsored. So she mentioned, and I think she was probably told to mention this, that if you wait for the first expansion pack, the original game and the expansion pack will be the same price. So right now it's $70 and no expansion pack. The expansion pack comes out, it's going to be like $30 on its own, or you can buy the game and the expansion pack for $70. So I'm going to wait because I bought Madden instead. I used my money to buy Madden because I'm not independently wealthy. In fact, I'm not wealthy at all. I'm still waiting to start my job, which is in about a week. Pretty excited about that. But as far as The Sims 4, I guess it's kind of a wash, I guess. Of course, I'm a little bit disappointed because you always want to expect more and get more, but you just didn't. It's a little less than what you should have got, but unfortunately, with all the crap that went on beforehand and everyone complaining about it, it's better than that. So I guess that's EA's new marketing tool. They set the bar real low, and then when they come out and it's a little bit better than that low set bar, you're okay with it. So that's it for Sims 4, and I think in about a month or so, or whenever they come out with their first expansion pack, I will be buying it, and then I'll start in some Let's Play. Now, my last, really quick, just wanted to talk about panic attacks. Man, they suck. Holy crap. I've dealt with a few things in my life. Gout is atrocious, and I get that all the time. I have a torn rotator cuff. I can't even, throw a piece of paper in a basket and not have my arm hurt. It's really bad, and hopefully when I get my insurance, I can do something about it. I have a bum knee. My left wrist is hurt because most of these are volleyball injuries. When you play four-man sand and it was semi-pro, your body gets beat up, and they don't have $1 million deals where I can go and get fixed up and sought after every game, because it was just semi-pro and you kind of had to do your own thing, and you signed off on a waiver, and yeah, it beat up your body big time, and I've never really recovered from that. But I get panic attacks now. Things I just can't control that are out of my control, and they bother me. I'm not going to get into the specifics, but it happened on Monday night, and it's debilitating. It's just unbelievable. It starts in the head. It's like a tuning fork in my head. It hit, and like my good friend said, my eyes just dilated, and I was just like looking through them. It's like I was looking at them, but not like at their eyes. It's like looking through them, and I was just, my eye just went white as a ghost. And they got me to the car, got me home, and it starts in the head with a tuning fork, then it goes to my chest, and everything tightens up, and I get this horrible, horrible sensation. I can't even describe it. It's just this horrible, I want to die sensation. And then it goes to your stomach, and you get a stomach ache, and then you just want to crap. You just want to go take a diarrhea. And for me, it's not, a lot of people, it's just, that happens once, and it's pretty severe. For me, it's not like, it just happens over and over again, and each time it gets a little bit less, but mine starts out very severe and gets a little less, but it's a very, each one you have to like recover from, so I'm trying to recover from like 10 of them, 15 of them, you know, and it's been 2 or 3 days, and my body still feels like I ran a marathon. My head still has a weird headache. I'm still not eating right, I'm not doing anything right, I'm not pooping right or anything, so it really sucks. And I got some more the next night, and I just, you know, I don't want to take Zoloft now because it makes you into a zombie. It makes you into a non-human. But I don't know. I'm really hoping that the next 3 months before I get my insurance for my work, that this can get cleared up, or it won't be as bad. It's really debilitating, and I struggle, and it's very depressing. And as everyone knows, if they've followed any part of my channel, they know I do have depression, and I do have ADHD, and I do have social anxiety, so I have a lot of crap going on. And unfortunately, I've had much more time in my life without insurance than with insurance, and so that's why a lot of times I gotta just suck it up and work through it and hope that I can make it to the next doctor's visit. So I'm sorry this kind of ended on a really note, but I appreciate if you've made it through to this far. And you can always follow me on Twitter at Beruud, Beruud. You can also follow me on Facebook, and again, that's Beruud, it'd be /Beruud, and of course on YouTube. And if you have any questions, concerns, or anything like that, or you want me to talk about a certain subject, or you want to collaborate on something, feel free. Just contact me at one of those media outlets, and I'll be more than happy to chit-chat with you. So again, thanks for listening, and we'll be seeing you. And there should be a Elder Scrolls Online episode coming up today. Take care.